Hello guys, this is Dr. Mariusz Monczak. Welcome. And today I'd like to talk about the Étude number 4, still staccato, and also about inertia and gravitation, because they are both working together. I mentioned last time that we need to use those forces that are around us, and also this force of gravitation that we all pull down, and how to use that in our advantage, to the disadvantage. So inertia, in a way, it's a little bit like this small ball that kind of gonna bounce when I leave it. You see, it did bounce like bum 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 bum. So in a way, it is this what works inertia. Like you see, like go when I play on the violin, dum bum 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 bum. So in a way, of course, there are movements of your body. You cannot tell, but in a way, there's like a one bigger movement, and then all other movements are going from that one movement. And in a way, also it's about minimum of movement. That's what the movement it's caused by our muscles. So the muscles that they contract, so, and they distract. So this is important, especially when you want to work on pieces, and you want to kind of enjoy playing, you see. And then this kind of stuff is very, very important. So I'm going to take my violin, because this is not about bouncing balls. It's more about how to play violin. So this bouncing is a little bit like this. You see, when we play on the violin, it's also that's what it's bouncing is about. Like also, like you see, it's like this. So again, also on the Étude, it's like. So I did. Pa 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 pa. You see, ta 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. So I did that also. Because if I'm not doing this, if I'm just thinking, oh, I'm gonna play, I'm gonna be all tense. That's usually what people do. I mean, they want to get, oh, this is exciting, this is virtuoso, I can handle it, I can, and then they put lots of pressure, lots of, they squeeze the bow, they squeeze the string, and they just go. Of course, if you are young, very young, let's say you're a teenager, or in, the mid, let's say 21, 22, something like that, it's okay. By the year 25, what happens, I learned that from Marc Durand, a linguiste de morale, a great piano teacher actually. He said in one of the seminars that around 25 years old, people, they start to actually question their movements more and more. Before that, it's just the body is so kind of restless and well built. Nothing happens. You're young. You can have some tension, and there's no problem. But then on the 25, I'm not saying like on your birthday, but I mean around that date, everybody is different. People start to question their movements. How they doing? How are you doing? And usually, what happens, if they did not have those questions asked or answers, or just they're in their minds, like way before they arise, they cannot handle this. They cannot do it. I've been doing those concertos. I could play Tchaikovsky concerto when I was 15. I'm 25, and how I can do this now? You see, and that's the power also of understanding how your body works, and what works, what doesn't work. Because as I said before, people, they get injured very often in violin, because they, the violin, the position is not that comfortable. We don't do many things holding hands like this. Even the cello has a much more comfortable position. Piano, piano is just the most. But we are having this kind of putting the hands in the air, and then kind of working them together. So also very important, when you work this, like you have the tendency that the hands are kind of close, that not they are far away, that they are close and they are supporting each other. So so this is something that we have to ask those questions: what works, what doesn't work. This is like the question I have every day on my practice. If I have some pain, okay, I have this and this and that. Usually when I have a pain, usually the problem, especially with the triangle position. And you can learn about that from the Galamian book, wonderful, The Art of Violin Playing. So that's a wonderful book. And then it actually took me years to understand what he mentioning about the triangle position. And in James Innes, I went to his Carnegie Hall concert, and afterward I went to green room and I had a chat with him, and I told him, "Yeah, well, you have a wonderful triangle position on the." He said, "What are you talking about? I don't understand." And he told me that he learned from his teacher, who was a assistant of Galamian, and then he just simply forgot about it, and then he's just playing it. So those big guys, the big stars, they have tendency to have very good teachers who fix those things for them, and then they're just ready to play. And but maybe sometimes they also lying a little bit. I mean, they are struggling, but they're not showing it. It doesn't make good news when you say, "Oh my God, I'm struggling. I have a pain and I cannot play and this and that." Like Maxim Wenger, for example, he stopped playing for 4 years. There was a rumor that he injured his hand. That I talked to him. He told me that he fall down and then he couldn't play. Of course, I agree with him, but he is very tense. But he was very tense when he was playing, and I think that's something that it's not people from the Zahar Brown classes sometimes they could get injured because they're too tense, and when they are very young they can play wonderfully. They're wonderful, but when they get a little older, your body, I mean, it's not I mean, your joints, muscles, they need to have you have to understand how to work them and how to work them well, and how to also take care of your body that will serve you for a long time. And one of the best players, and that actually played in his 80s and really well, was Nathan Milstein, and he was really meticulously working on little things, and his way of playing is wonderful. And he uses really really a lot of gravitation, minimum movement, inertia. You can tell that by his playing, by the sound he's making, and by the enjoyment. He's saying that he loved to play music, and for him was. And some people who knew him, he said that they've always seen him with the violin, with the violin in his hands, and working on some passages, and even when he was talking with other people, he actually was playing it. So coming back to the Etude number 4 and this inertia, I mean, about this, the ball and how it falls down. It's about this kind of feeling that when you play, you're using this energy, and also on a round sound, because even if the ball sounds, it's about round movements. So when you go, so what happens, I can if I'm relaxed and I'm looking for this total relaxation of the hands, even if I'm playing, let's say, difficult stuff, staccato, with different strings. This is not the most difficult staccato ever in music. Wieniawski has much more difficult staccatos in his music, but at the same time, he was well known by this flying staccato. So in a way, when I play this, when I'm relaxed, I'm looking for relaxation, I am also able to play something that is kind of, I mean, I can kind of judge what I want to do on the moment, on this moment, this moment of creation, because that's what also, I love to play music, because it's not about I learned something, a week ago or a month ago, and I'm playing exactly the way I want to play now. No, in a way, I don't know how I'm gonna play. Let's say even in a minute, I'm gonna find out. I mean, how I feel it. What's the emotion? What's coming to my head? How I've been training. What I've been doing. But you need to, what if I'm in shape or not? Because it's also something that if you're not in shape, it's not good. I'm gonna talk about the being in shape in Etude number 5 when I'm playing the martele, which is the martele is one of the techniques that are actually going off the first. I found the martele, if I'm not in shape, it's gone. But also staccato, it's just sort of in a way, when I'm talking about, like, if you are relaxed, and then in a way, look, I keep playing this, or so you see, I'm doing da da bum, and then I'm doing a lot of here, a lot of da 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 da. And then everything else is on the inertia. But also on this inertia, I can show up some notes. So for example, I can predict now. I want to show it more D. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do D. I'm thinking about. So I will also G. So, but I was doing then, and then I want to do it, and then because I was relaxed, I could do it again. So because if I'm squeezed, you see, if I'm squeezed and I don't feel that, I just can't play. I cannot really judge what I can do. I cannot even express my feelings when I'm on the stage, what I want to do it. Some people say when I play concerts, I had a concert in New York last November, and they were saying that I'm playing like intimate. So I think this is kind of, yes, I am. I think that's what I like the most on the stage, that you can actually create something very intimate with the audience, and then but you have to be very precise with what you do. So that's what I'm thinking about. This inertia, mini movement, and gravitation. That this is really essential for violin playing, for really high level of violin playing, and kind of we all want to play better and better, but how to do it, and teachers usually they don't teach that, because this is something that it's only few people actually, I'm telling you, know how to do it on a high level. So and especially like very tense, for example, when I see some people even from Far East, they are very agile. They really have very maybe this is a different race, right? But they are built in a way that they can really play fast, and they can play very difficult stuff fast, but they are young. When they are young, what happens with them when they are, let's say, 35, 40, 45? We don't hear about them anymore. And the reason is that they don't use the right technique that we can sustain this kind of playing. So that's what I message for. This is my message for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Like it if you want. Put likes and make a comment, and play. Don't worry, play the way you want to play, and share this playing with other people. So that's my message for today. Nadia, practice, and every day, and make a habit of it. And goodbye, good night, and be well. Bye-bye.